At this time, prior to calling the agenda, I'd like to recognize Supervisor Yaroslavsky, outgoing chair. He has certainly been an outstanding leader for us in the last year, and we appreciate so much his service. I'd like to recognize him now for a few remarks.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And first, let me say how happy I am for you and for me. Being chair of this body is not as easy as it sometimes looks, and I appreciate the support I've had from my colleagues during the course of the last year, all of your staffs, to make this little organization work smoothly. It requires everyone to be pushing in the same direction, and for the most part, that's characterized every year and every chairmanship, and I appreciate the help and support we've had. I especially want to thank my own staff. As all of you know, members of the public probably don't, but the added workload on a member of the staff of a chair is considerable at every level, and they've stepped up during the course of the last year, and I appreciate them in their work very much. I'm not going to give a long speech. I do want to just highlight a few of the things that this last year has brought as we've worked together. Obviously, the single, I think, most significant development in the course of the last year has been the change in our government structure and the hiring of our new CEO, Bill Fujioka, and the retirement of really one of the great public administrators that I've ever had the pleasure of working with, and that's David Jansen. And Bill has stepped into those shoes quickly and hit the ground running. And at the same time, with the new governance structure, which has attempted to change the way we do business here in a more organized and efficient fashion. It's a work in progress. We still have a long way to go, but I think we're moving in the right direction. And I look forward to the next year under your leadership, Yvonne, in getting us there. Obviously, the closure of Martin Luther King Hospital was a very painful experience for all of us, but there's a silver lining to that cloud, and I am hopeful, all of us are hopeful that the work now being done to get a new governance structure there, new leadership there that will enable us to reopen that hospital sooner rather than later and provide the vital hospital and emergency room services that the community of South Los Angeles County desperately deserves. We approved and initiated the Title IV waiver program, and while it's had its bumps in the road, it's a significant development, and if we manage it properly, it should prove to be to yield great dividends to the children who, through no fault of their own, find themselves on the margins in our county. We've done some important environmental things this year. We signed the Cool Counties Initiative. We've taken some steps here in our own county in terms of commitment to construct our new buildings in a manner that meets LEED standards, that emphasizes renewable energy resources, that make us part of the solution rather than part of the problem. And Los Angeles County is, as the largest employer in the county, over 100,000 employees, when we make a decision to go green, it has ripple effects throughout the region. When we don't do something that is positive and constructive, it also has an adverse impact. So the decision that this board has made to move in that direction aggressively, I think has a tremendous impact on our community and on society as a whole. You know, we've made a couple of strides on homelessness this year, and it's a juggernaut that's really slowly building up speed. We've set up a framework. The board approved earlier this year a framework in which all 88 of our cities can essentially plug into the county's human resources delivery system if they choose to and if they want to. And we've made a commitment to reciprocate, to provide the vital human services that are necessary to bring people out of homelessness and into permanent supportive housing. One of those test cases, one of those demonstration projects is also a work in progress in Skid Row. Supervisor Molina's initiative on the children in Skid Row has been critically important and is making a difference, and will continue to make a difference for kids who, again, through no fault of their own, find themselves on the streets of our county, especially in Skid Row. And I think that's really been a pace-setting initiative on the part of this board, thanks to her. Once again, the County of Los Angeles has demonstrated that there are a lot of things it does right and does well. Among them is emergency response. In my own district, I've had 2 major fires in the last month. Supervisor Antonovich has had several fires in the same month. At the same time, we have been victimized by these high Santa Ana winds and these dry conditions and the brush fires, but we have been blessed with incredible response from our fire department and our neighboring fire departments from all over the region, as well as our law enforcement personnel, the county sheriff's department, Lee Baca and his folks, and the California Highway Patrol and local law enforcement. We have gotten so much better at what we do in emergency response. And one of the reasons we do not have the kind of devastation that we used to have, part of it is luck, no question. Part of it is preparedness. And I want to commend our first responders once again for demonstrating that our first responders are the best in the world.